Welcome to Let's Talk Real Estate. My name is Ellen Roche, and I am with Movement Mortgage, and I'm here with Judy Moynihan from Century 21 Northeast, and we would love to hang out with you today and talk about what's going on in the real estate market. So Judy, fill us in.
There has been a lot happen since we met last. We met in November. That was a completely different market. It seemed to change quickly into almost a little bit of a buyer's market, and it changed just as quickly back into a seller's market. So,
yeah, I've noticed that same thing. The market is definitely a lot different than any other market I have ever seen in my 35 years of doing this. That is for sure.
I have to agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, exciting. It really is. Went for a little bit of time for the buyers really kind of having a little bit of the edge. Then it was a little bit more of a fair market, which was good. We were seeing home inspections again.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing us go back into what we saw last summer.
What do you think it is? What do you think is changing the market? Do you think prices are starting to come down, or do you think it's because the interest rates have come down a little?
I think the interest rates made all the difference.
I do too.
Yeah.
I agree.
Prices aren't coming down.
Right.
I'd like to say they are.
Well, but this is what I have seen. I have seen, and this is a positive thing, where more sellers are willing to do a seller concession. Maybe we should talk about that a little bit, like what the seller concession is, because it helps the buyer get money back towards closing costs. And I have seen that where I hadn't seen that for a while.
I did see that probably maybe about a month ago, and when I saw the home inspections came back.
Okay.
They were willing to negotiate a little bit, and the home inspections kind of came back with a vengeance. It was, they were coming in and being real aggressive about things that they were almost wanting home improvements, is what I had to comment to someone.
Wow, yeah.
So, but now we're back to really waiving home inspections. When you walk up to a home that's for sale and you see the lines again, you know, they've kind of been through this, so they know. When you see the lines again, there really aren't any deals that are going to be at this time. But it's nice to see that there was more inventory. There's more to pick from.
Right. And I think as we get closer into the spring market, I think there's going to be more homes coming on the market.
Seems to.
Yeah, and I think, you know, based on what all the data is, it looks like the rates will start to come down a little bit more. So I think going forward, this is going to be a great market to buy.
I do think so.
And sell.
Yeah.
You know, and I think
actually more fair, a little bit more fair right now before hopefully it doesn't go too much into a seller's market because it's hard for the first time buyers, but got to be creative.
I think what's really going to help us too is, you know, when those boomers decide to sell.
Those big homes.
Yes, they've got to sell
we
to
need
downsize.
Those.
Yes, exactly. For that first-time home buyer to buy, or also that, you know, the one that was the first-time home buyer and now their growing family is making it so they need that next step. There seems to be something lagging in that market. You know, I see a lot of customers that would love, a lot of buyers that would love to get in on that market, that, you know, second home, step up, need a couple more bedrooms, that market.
They need those where they're empty homes before, but I think I've seen a little bit of a fear that those people with the big homes really are almost ready to sell them, but they don't know where they're going to go.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, there's the dilemma.
You need to find out where you're going, and that's how I work with the sellers when they're kind of on the fence, is try to talk more about where do you want to go? We can make that happen. Right. Well, how do I sell one and buy another? And that's the process of really where we come in. That's where our skills are. We do that every day. You have to sell something to buy something. Right. It's okay. It's going to be okay.
Right. Right. And
you can do it.
get out there and get your feet wet, right? Just
feel the market, see what's going on. Right. You'll feel better about that buy when you do.
Right. So another thing that I've noticed in the past month especially is a lot of these people are very worried about their payment, their principal and interest. It seems like if you're going to be buying a home, it is going to be higher than what, you know, you were paying for rent.
Yeah.
And that old, you know, that old thought of it's better to buy than rent because I'll save money is kind of not the case anymore. But there's nothing like owning your own home. I mean, there's nothing like, you know, having that home ownership, and I think there are innovative ways to help people reach that, wouldn't you say? Like, it's just a matter of, you know, educating the buyer There are ways that you can get into homes or break into this market. And, let's talk about a couple of them. I just had a customer that they were like, okay, that payment's a little bit too much. So maybe I'll go in with a sibling and we'll buy a house together.
Great idea.
Right?
A two-family or a
even
larger home.
Or a large single family.
Large single family, because there aren't a lot of multis on the market right now.
Or a split, where you have that up and down. Right. Just to break into that market.
That's how I got into the market.
Yeah, oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, with my sister-in-law. We bought a two-family.
Well, there you go.
The first one was on the Victor and Broadway, was our first two-family. And then we sold that. We split the money, and she moved up into New Hampshire because she worked for the Postal Service, and I bought my first house.
Right. It's a stepping stone.
Would not have been able to do it without that. You have to get creative. There are
you do.
more ways. They're stuck on that 30-year fix, too.
Right.
And how many other programs are there than the 30-year fixed?
Well, here's the thing. I think what people are stuck on, too, is, 0 points. What can help that payment get better? Well, in a lot of cases, by paying 2 points, which is 2% of your loan amount, you can lower that principal and interest payment by quite a bit. And that might push you to that point where you feel more comfortable. And you can ask the seller to pay that as well.
Yeah,
so if you can get if you can get the seller to help and come up with creative ways, you can buy in this market.
There's more than one way. You have to, as you know, no transaction's ever been the same.
Right.
Everyone has got to be figured out.
Tell us right now, what would you say for multifamilies? Is there quite a bit on the market right now, or is there still a shortage?
There's a shortage of multifamilies.
Okay.
There hasn't been a lot lately. The ones that come on that really are nice or need to be fixed up do go quicker. Mm-hmm. I mean, at the present time, we have 6 multifamilies in all of Haverhill.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And we know how many multifamilies we have in Haverhill. There are a lot.
What would you say the average price is?
The average price came up at $786,000.
For a two-family or
Well, they're kind of mixed in there. There was 1 4-family, but the rest were mostly 2.
Okay.
So you're looking at probably 4 2-families, 1 4-family, 1 3-family. And, well, it's actually saying the days on the market were 38.
Yeah.
But we got to realize these figures are coming from a previous couple months, and that market was very different.
Right.
So I'm not seeing things stay on the market like, for example, the single families, there's 26 of them in Haverhill right now, the average price being $635,000, and the data's coming up as 63 days on the market. Now, I know anything right now that's priced really within the right realm is right now back to being gone within 4 or 5 days.
Wow.
And condos are still hot as ever.
Right.
People just want condos. They're convenient.
Well,
they're not home
it's
as much.
convenient. They don't really have to do all of the yard work and the upkeep that comes with a single family.
Yeah, it really is very convenient for when you're busy and you don't enjoy that yard work. So it's a perfect alternative. But there's only 9 condos on the market right now, with the average being $377,000. So if anything in Haverhill is more affordable, it really is going to be that condo. Maybe that 2-bedroom condo. Get in there at first. If you're single, get one of your other buddies or friends to go in on that condo, because that's more affordable. And then keep it a year. I do think with things going on and the interest rates being a little better and coming down, you're going to see some appreciated value.
Absolutely.
Sell it and both go your own ways, and grab the tax deductions, the depreciation of owning. The government rewards you for owning a home.
That's right.
They want you to buy a home.
Right, your mortgage interest. You can write off your mortgage interest.
Real estate taxes.
That's right.
There's a lot of, they look at that monthly payment of, we both know that once they get over that $3,000, they're scared. And I get that. That's a lot of money. But they're really not looking at the big picture on the depreciation and the interest they're going to take.
Right.
If you're a young person making good money and working, and you don't have children or a house to write off, you're paying all the money to the government. They reward you for buying a house. They want you to buy a home.
Yeah, that's good. That's good information.
Thank you.
And the other thing I think we want to talk about too is helping the buyers with their down payment.
They need help, Ellen.
They do. So that will be what we'll talk about on our next episode of Let's Talk Real Estate. Thank you so much for tuning in.